going back to Adel, grinning, winning, beginning, imprinting, starting from one. The pressure's off of a brand new star with no real expectation. Anybody can win, kickoff spins, catch the ball and just play. We're going back to Adel. We're going back to Adel. Yeah, I think so. We're going back to Adel. We're going back to Adel.
I don't know. I don't know. Happy Thursday, everybody. But it really isn't a happy Thursday, and I have a confession to make to a lot of my viewers out there of my community that give me a hard time because I continue to keep my mouth shut with political and social issues. I have a good reason for that. You know, my entire younger life was that. And I just want to let that faction of my audience know that I am hurting today. Today is a bad day, but I'm still going to stick with my guns and not say a word because I don't think this is a climate for understanding at all. So anything that I put out there will be turned and help to fuel the fire. So I think the only words can fuel fires that are out there right now. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But as a man that loves his family like deeply and obeys the laws like tremendously, to feel like you can't protect them, that hits kind of deep. All right, moving forward. Sunday we got a big game. We got a lot of history with Seattle. A lot of bad histories, a couple of good games that we've had in Seattle. That video that I made going back to Adel, I felt like that we were going to go back up to Seattle and we were going to show them and beat them, and we most certainly did. But this time it's another one of those crossroads games. Where are we? Where is our football team? I talked to Law Nation this week. We did a little show. I'll upload it to. We're going to upload it to both channels tomorrow. And I said that we could easily be 0-2. We could easily be 2-0 if there wasn't a pass interference call, and we probably should be right here at 1-1. So everything where we are, we still need to find a lot about our football team because we're still, I don't know if we're good, I don't know if we're bad, I don't know if we're average, we don't know much. So we're going into a Seattle team that we kind of got an indication that they're pretty good. We don't know who's pretty good on that team because they have a lot of young talent. They have a lot of young, exciting talent on that football team. So we're gonna not know who's hitting us very hard except for one guy. And I'm gonna bring up the defense first, and then I'm gonna go over to the offensive side. Except for one guy, and that's number 33, Jamal Adams. And I was telling Law Nation that, you know, we've been in this Earl debate, and we, you know, cut ha-ha because he wasn't doing, you know, as well. We all can't stand Darian Thompson, yada, yada, yada. And all these questions, and Earl is a complete argument because you're dealing with his, you know, injuries, you know, his entire career. You're dealing with where his headspace is right now with what other teams are saying or his former team was saying. You're dealing with the contract. You're dealing with age. You're dealing with a lot of things with Earl that you have to value into the equation. With Jamal Adams, there was nothing but a price tag beside Jamal Adams, and you had the money. The thing was, did you want to pay for Jamal Adams? And we chose not to pay. We chose to keep that money in our pocket for Jamal Adams. So, you know, it is what it is. And this is the first game. I was telling him this is the first game I feel like he's circled. But if you look at his first two games, the dude has been everywhere. I mean, on almost every play, he's like everywhere. And I was playing Seattle on Madden the other day, and Jamal 33 was just hitting me. 33 was just hitting me. And as I was sitting there, I was thinking, I was like, is this what it's going to be like Sunday? Are we going to look up every 5 minutes and see 33 hitting us? and I feel like that's going to happen. Him, Bobby Wagner, that defense is not the defense of old, but it is still a very good defense with make two elite players at least on it, possibly three with the corner, Griffin with the corner. So it's going to be tough on that side of the ball. But Cam, if you looked at that game, I was watching. You should make sure I hope you wasn't too happy after we beat Atlanta and you just went to sleep. I hope you didn't drink too much. And I told you should have done what I did. I told you my formula. I said we're going to drink early. We're going to take a nap, and I took a nap right there. And then we're going to watch the other game of night. So I hope you watched it. And Cam was just flinging that ball around just like nicely. So you'll be able to throw the ball on that football team. But it's and that's what we do. On our offense. That's what we do. That's what we do best right now. I mean, we can run the ball too, very, very good. But almost 5,000 yards last year, and we got three monsters and Tony Pollard that can also be a monster out of the passing game. So we've got a passing game that can attack that defense, and we definitely should do it. Now, that's not. You know what? There was very little anxiety when I was talking about the Dallas Cowboys offense versus versus Seattle defense, which is going to be a tough. I mean, and it's going to be tough. We got to stay consistent, all that kind of stuff. But did you feel the anxiety when I'm just about to talk about our defense going against Russell? That is my main problem with this entire game, and it's not really this is not really me taking a blow at our defense. We can be extremely honest and level-headed with our defense. We're a new defense. Everybody that know what to do, completely at this point. We've lost Cheeto. We've lost. I think AB is still gone. I think LVE is gone. We've lost a lot of pieces on our defensive side of the football, so we're heavily undermanned on that end. So that's going against Russell, and Russell has gotten to the point in his career, in his game, that everything is just nice and easy for him. And Pete Carroll, and not only Pete Carroll, the fan base of Seattle, everybody has recognized that with Russell, and they want to allow Russell to cook. I mean, I love that phrase until this week, that you let Russell cook. I was like, man, that's so cool, let Russell cook. But now I don't want to eat Russell's cooking whatsoever. But now he can spread the ball around. He can do this, he can do that, he can extend plays. He's almost, in my opinion, he's almost your perfect quarterback for this day and age. Pat Mahomes is just a better version of him with not a better version of him, a stronger arm version of him or whatever. But Russell's deep ball, if you saw Metcalf, I'm glad I can talk to you guys, and I'm glad a lot of you guys are draft heads like I am, and we went through that draft with Metcalf, and we was like, what are people thinking? Why is nobody getting Metcalf? We did the same thing with Chase Claypool this year, but we was like, why is nobody getting Metcalf? This is crazy. This is insane. So we were going through the draft, and I'm watching all those teams pass on Metcalf, and then Seattle picked him, and I was like, wow. That usually happens in the draft. The Ravens with Lamar Jackson and stuff like that. When you drop, you fall into the absolute perfect spot. And he fell to the best deep ball thrower in the league. And last week, he threw a deep ball to DK Metcalf over Stephen Gilmore, probably the best corner in the league, Stephen Gilmore, and he made Stephen Gilmore look like just straight trash. And I was like, and that's nothing. No, Stephen Gilmore is the better player. This is my point now. Stephen Gilmore would still, after that play, be considered probably the best cornerback in the NFL. You can't think about it, because that was only on physical skills. That was just because Metcalf was that big and strong that there's nothing that another human being can do unless you are that big and that strong. And we don't have nobody that big and strong. So when you got two things, the perfect storm: A, ball that's perfectly thrown; B, a monster that when he goes up, he's so big and strong, there's nothing you can do to get to the football to dislodge it. You can hit the arm. His arms are just like rocks. There's literally nothing you can do for Metcalf. And then after Metcalf made that catch, the other receiver, I can't even think of his name, made some kind of stupid toe tapping catch on the other end for another touchdown. So that offense is literally insane. So stopping them, slowing them down, that is what I feel is going to be our Achilles heel. And that's why when I'm like, I don't know about this year, man, I don't know. That's the big question mark in my head, because I have so many question marks in my mind about our defense, because it's a new defense and all the injuries over there, plus the way Russell is playing, you know, not only just this year, just lately, for the past few years, Russell's just been cooking. And now he's doing that with the weapons that he has. It would be so huge and so beautiful if we win this football game. But I will see. I'm probably gonna make another. I'm gonna upload a video with me and Law Nation tomorrow, and then I'll probably be online sometime this weekend to talk a little bit more about this football game. This is not the last time I'll see you before Sunday, but I had to get my Thursday video to talk about the game and get, you know, where I'm feeling. I'm not too excited. He's like, we're gonna get him, but it's one of those games, man. We are in learn about our football team mode in 2020. And if they pull off a win against this football team, the way this football team is playing now up there in Seattle, if they can pull a win against that football team, that's going to tell us a ton. That's going to tell us a ton. So like I said, 2020, transitional year of information. But you know, the greatest thing about this, we can go through this season nice and easy, very little pressure. And when we get to the end, if we have 8 wins, we're probably in the playoffs. All right, guys. Hey, look, man, the NFC East is what it is. I'll let you. Peace.